Welcome back to Sidebar. Leah and I are happy to be joined by Suzanne Fallender, calendar with an F. Suzanne Fallender, Vice President of Global ESG at Prologis. Thanks for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So Prologis is a large global company, but people here may not be familiar with what you do. Can you tell us a little bit about the company and what you do at Prologis?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who don't know who Prologis is out there, we're the leader in global logistics real estate. And what that means is we develop and lease distribution centers, warehouses to customers all around the world, to large companies, big global companies, many of whom are here at GreenBiz, but also many small and medium-sized businesses. And we also increasingly are providing services to our customers to help them with their logistics needs, but increasingly with their energy mobility and sustainability needs. We've got about 1.2 billion square feet globally in 19 countries. So, and for context, about 3% of the world's GDP flows through our warehouses in a year. And so with that scale, we really see the opportunity to and responsibility to really be a leader in sustainable building practices, but also how do we help with all those customers, help them on their decarbonization journeys.
Very interesting. That's a lot of square feet.
Yeah, it's a lot.
50% of the world's GDP.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not shocked at all. So, what are the key ESG and sustainability priorities that Prologis is going to be focusing on this year in 2023?
Yeah, a couple big things for us. One is our new net zero goal. So we've had an approved science-based target since 2018, but we announced a new net zero commitment for net zero across our whole value chain by 2040. So
Wow.
scopes 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
There's some interim targets before then. So getting to our scope 1 and 2 by 2030, but also getting to 1 gigawatt of solar across our portfolio by 2025, supported by storage. So that net zero piece, there's a lot of groups across the company working on that, from how do we build our buildings to how do we build out the solar energy across our portfolio, and really think about the ways that we help our customers in that journey. And then the second big piece that I spend a lot of my time on, I know it's a big topic here at GreenBiz, is ESG data and the systems. And so spending a lot of time with our IT departments, our finance and accounting teams of how do we really automate this data more for collection. We've got over 5,000 buildings around the world. So collecting that building data is really challenging. And so making sure we can really move quickly on getting that data in place. And really that helps us in building the right services and prioritization for our customers. As we're building out energy services, as we're helping them with infrastructure to electrify their truck fleets, we're really thinking about these services for helping to train people on logistics jobs. All of this is really data driven to make sure you can go quicker.
Suzanne, how many of those 5,000 buildings have you been to? All of them yet?
Not all of them yet. So I'm still working on that. Exactly.
So I know you've been in this field for a while, and a lot of practitioners are struggling with this growing complexity of ESG data and net zero goals and all these things, right? What makes you hopeful about the future, excited about in this space? Any advice you have for people starting out in corporate sustainability?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is overwhelming right now, but it's a really important and exciting time to be here. And I think a couple of things that get me excited. I think there's a lot around innovation, both in terms of people really coming together in different ways. Like we're working on sustainable building materials innovation in partnership with groups like MIT and other suppliers and customers around low carbon concrete, low carbon steel. So I think there's different new ways to come in and drive innovation through our Prologis Ventures arm. We're kind of getting introduced to lots of, smaller companies that are really, really trying to come up with these solutions. I think the second piece is just really on people. I think when you have these different groups coming in and coming up to speed internally, your ESG and sustainability practitioners are going to have more help. And so really the advice I would have is if you're in an ESG and sustainability role, take your IT director or your head of accounting to lunch and get to know them, and really help them to come up to speed quickly, because they're going to bring new expertise and value there directly. And I think if you aren't involved and you really want to get involved in sustainability, I think lead from where you are. We talked about in the last session, it really needs to be part of everybody's job, because if your core expertise is in real estate operations or is in marketing, you then can bring that ESG and make that really integrated into the core of your company.
Yeah, and it's interesting with as many buildings and as many square feet as you have, the sort of the need for steel and concrete and being able to push those markets further is kind of a unique position for you to be able to sort of pull that lever.
Yeah, we're excited about leveraging that scale to really change how the built environment and the supply chain is built.
So awesome. Well, Suzanne, thank you for joining us at Sidebar. Enjoy the rest of GreenBiz,
Thank you so much.
and we will be back in a few minutes.